Hi everyone. Welcome to the Exponents and Radicals chapter. Today we're going to talk about properties of exponents and how we use them to simplify algebraic expressions. So today we're going to look at three properties. The first one being, what happens if you have x to the a and multiply that by x to the b? So the rule says we can add the powers. The base stays the same, so the x stays the same, but we can add a to the a and b and get a new power. So let's take a look at why this works. So let's say we have x to the fifth times x to the fourth. We have 5x's here, we have 4x's here, and if we multiply them all out, we'd have 9x's. So that's why we can just add the powers and the base stays the same, because we have 9x's. Now, what happens if we have x to the power of a and that whole quantity is raised to the b? Well, the rule says we can multiply a and b. Now let's see an example of why this works. Let's see we have x squared to the third power. The third power means write it out or do it multiply by itself 3 times. So we have x squared, and x squared. We have 3 groups of them. Now if we use the first rule we've learned, we can count them up. X times x times x times x times x times x is x to the 6th. Or the shortcut is just 2 times 3 and gets us 6. And the last rule we should talk about today is what happens if we have x to the a divided by x to the b. So once again, the base is the same. Base has to both be x, but there's a power in the numerator and a power in the denominator. We can subtract those two numbers. Now what that looks like, we have x to the 7th divided by x to the 4th. We have 7x's in the numerator. We have 4x's in the denominator. And what we can do is we know that x divided by x is 1, so we can cross off an x in the numerator with an x in the denominator, make it a giant 1, and we repeat that until we have no x's left in the numerator or the denominator, and we're left with x cubed in the numerator. And once again, the shortcut, we can just do 7 minus 4 is 3. So x to the 7th divided by x to the 4th is x cubed. So those are some of the first rules of how we simplify exponents.